Brian, finally fighting back in Dublin, how good does that feel?
Amazing! I cannot wait. I can guarantee you one thing: there isn't a more excited fighter this week than myself. I cannot wait to make that walk and put in all that hard work.
Has it made the preparation any easier because you've travelled all around the world in the last 5 years?
Yeah, and look at it. The travelling has a benefit too. You get to fight and see the world somewhat, but nothing beats fighting at home. That's for sure.
And how excited are you to hear that atmosphere once again?
Lads, I swear to God, I can't get it out of my head, and in the best way. Like when I wake up, it's probably one of the first things that pop into my head. But I'm going to embrace that. The last couple of times I fought in Ireland, one thing or another. Like one time I didn't carry my flag. I was so nervous. I'm not messing. I can't wait to. I'm going to embrace every step, and like I always do, fight with everything I have.
We spoke to Jornel a little bit earlier. He said he's looking forward to it. He's excited for the atmosphere. Do you think that will change when he sees you walking out?
Look, everybody's different. What Jornel does think or says, I have no influence on. But I'm sure he will. It'll be. I think everybody who fights on this card, like I said, it's deathbed shit. This is going to be something you're going to bring to your deathbed. It'll be one of the last things you think of walking out in front of a sold-out Tree Arena. And with that buzz, this is the mecca of European MMA, and we're all privileged to be on it.
Just away from Friday night, you spoke recently really well in a couple of interviews about the mental health side of things. Mm-hmm. You had your struggles, you come out much better from it. Looking longer term, do you think when you step away from fighting eventually it's something that you'll look to keep involved with the sport, especially that side of things with young fighters?
Perhaps, yeah, and a lot of people have reached out to me since, and I think it's just a very important factor, and something that I ignored for a long time, not just the sports psychology, but the actual psychology and the mental health of it, and I went in the Russia fight at 2%, and I still done, was close to finishing it 3 times. But nobody likes to lose, in particular myself. But it made me, get my things in order and go see the necessary people. And a few months later, I feel like I feel fantastic. Phenomenal.
Finally, just on Jornel, what do you expect from him? He's unbeaten. He's an exciting young fighter. What do you expect on Friday?
Oh yeah, as for Jornel, very simply because he's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. So, very technical, good on the feet, good on. He switches from southpaw to orthodox. He's a good grappler too. So look he's a mixed bag, but a very technical guy, and you can expect a hell of a fight. I said this is the 2 best strikers in the bantamweight division fighting each other. Whether it'll be a striking matchup or not, I'm not sure, but we'll see Friday night, won't we?
Brian, you spoke there about the mentality obviously coming into the last fight. Mm-hmm. Was part of that the fact that it was 2 weeks before the Irish card, everyone else is preparing for the Ireland card, you weren't on it, you had a really tough matchup in the prelims in Russia. Was that a big part of it? Was it just a bit of a negative feeling going into that fight?
Not at all, actually, Sean. It's something that I've struggled with anxiety for the best part of 2 decades. Not even knowing a lot of the things that were occurring in my life that was anxiety, but it was just different ways of it manifesting. And a couple of things happened during that camp in my personal life that brought it all to the surface, and I was okay at dealing with it during camp. I was getting through it, but getting through it poorly. But when I arrived in Russia, I was by myself, and I had nothing else but that in my mind, and I just hit a different level, went overload, and when I was there, I was like, right, let's just survive this whatever I'm going through. Not sleeping for 50 hours, not being able to, concentrate on anything else, only the negative. And I said the second I'm getting home, I'm ringing someone and booking in with a professional. And I haven't looked back since, and it's doing me the world of good.
Obviously, a big part of that is focusing on the positives. There's lots of positives obviously coming into this fight. You wanted a big name in the top division. You got one. You're fighting in Ireland. Is it a totally different mindset as we're here now 2 days out from the fight?
Totally different mindset because of the changes that I've made in my life. I have a fantastic life. I've the best family a man could ask for, without a doubt. And I've a lot of things to be grateful for. But look at anxiety and things, don't really care for that a lot of the time. But by me speaking to someone and me putting positive steps on a daily basis has made this, has made my life a lot better, and I'm here now, and, with the Russia fight, I was kind of taking it whatever, and if I won, I was like, it'll give me a good spot on the Irish card, it'll give me a good opponent. Well, here I am anyway, you know what I mean? So, it's a fantastic fight, and I'm feeling phenomenal. I said the word great, that doesn't do justice.
I'm actually about to fight in a second, but first of all, you always put up on Instagram in different places, flag and family.
Family and flag.
Yeah. How important is that for you? And obviously the family first, that's very important. But you speak a lot about your family, and we see it all the time with your lovely young girls and your wife, obviously. But family, you have a tattooed in your, flag, you have a tattooed in your body. The history of Ireland is very important to you. You know, some other people come out and their flag, and, you know, sometimes maybe it's to get a pop from the crowd. But for you, it's different, isn't it?
You know, I am extremely proud to be an Irishman. Like, if I'm not studying fights, I'm studying Irish history. You know, I could be a historian at this point, but like, to represent people who fought for us, you know, when they didn't have a choice. I have a choice. I get to walk out in front of 10,000 people in unarmed combat, but these people, for the reason we're here today, done it for us, done it for them, done it for us. So for us to be Irish fighters after them means the world, and I carry that with enormous pride. And of course, my family, they're my everything. They're the three best humans I've ever came across, so I've always going to represent them. You know, they're behind me 100%.
And on the fight itself, we Jornel here earlier on, and I was kind of asking him, you watch one of his fights, he's a southpaw, you watch the next fight, he's orthodox, and I was trying to get it out of him, I couldn't, unfortunately, but he said he does know what he's going to fight when he comes into the fight. Mm-hmm. It's not something that he just plans. What do you think he's going to fight? Do you think he's going to come out orthodox or southpaw?
I think he'll mix it, to be honest. He's very comfortable in both stances, so I think it's his best skill set, being able to switch seamlessly, and he's well rounded, but like, I do very well against technical guys. I'm very tactical myself, and you know, I feel like I'm better than Jornel in every area, and it's about who's done the prep, who comes in prepared mentally, physically, ready to give it all. One thing I'll say about Jornel is he's excellent at the things that require skill, and I'm sure he's very good at the things that don't require skill, but we haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen what he's like when he gets hit. I haven't seen what he's like when he gets dropped. I haven't seen when he's dragged into a dogfight or anything like that. You've seen me in every situation, you know, and I'm fighting tooth and claw, you know. So it's going to be a very interesting fight, and this is why I asked for it. He's a good opponent, and here we go. Friday night, we'll know.
He was actually very complimentary of your skill set and said your record doesn't, you know, show what kind of a fighter you are. I asked him and I asked Brett Johns as well earlier, and they both kind of agreed. Is this fight and the next couple of fights over the next year to get you to that title? Because as we know, the tournament has gone on, and everyone, all three of you on this card, and I'm sure a couple more as well, were very sad not to get on the tournament, I'm sure. But is this fight and the next fight the fights that can get you to the winner of that tournament in a year's time? Is that what you're looking at, kind of to be the guy outside of that tournament?
I said this fight is for all the marbles, and I mean this in the sense that this will put me back into the top 10. This will put me back right in the fringes of a tournament where you look at tournament history, there's always going to be someone that's going to drop out. And add to that, you looked at the 145-pound tournament. When that finished, they were looking for contenders. Who's going to put themselves in line for after the tournament if you don't get in on a technical with an injury? You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is for all the marbles, and you can be damn sure I'm going to fight for absolutely every inch in there on Friday night for it.
Brian, is there a number on the amount of people who are going to come up for this fight?
From Wexford?
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of purple and gold, let's put it that way.
In terms of the matchmaking, of course, you say you asked for Jornel. I mean, a lot of the time, Bellator have been pretty good, particularly to the big name fighters in the destination they're going to. Coming off of a loss, off some tough times, they could have given you a nice easy name if you wanted. Was that ever discussed, or was it immediately like, no, I want the big names and the big tough guys?
I think it's my 10th fight with Bellator, I think, and they said, who do you want? And I said, Jornel Lugo. I could have picked someone that would have, give me a handy payday, get me back in the win column, but that doesn't get me up in the morning, you know. This made me train an extra hour, you know what I mean? This made me run an extra 5K. This made me work very, very hard, and I'm already a tireless worker. But at the start of this, I picked Jornel because I knew he's a very good fighter, and I felt like I had something to prove after the last one. I don't feel like I have anything to prove now, in the sense that what I've done and where I am in my life right now, but like I said, it's for all the marbles, and this excites me.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask, logistically, how does it work if James wins the tournament?
I'll be the first one to put my arms around him and congratulate. I love James. I was only talking to him yesterday. Like, logistically, there's plenty of men to fight. I don't have to fight James, and I won't fight James. We're teammates, but we're brothers. We're more than that. We live together. I showed James how to cook a steak when he was a kid. You know what I mean? Showed him how to make scrambled eggs, for God's sake. So it's not someone I'm going to fight. And we've talked about that. We've talked about that in length, and we said we just won't do it.